I was in Japan and I was the creative director at the time for a magazine called The Fader magazine. And I wanted to do a story about why Nike in Japan was making limited edition shoes that you couldn't get anywhere else in the world. This is 1998, so I know that sounds like completely kindergarten and rudimentary right now, but in 98 it was really weird that Nike would be doing this. So I wanted to get this story and why they were doing it. I met with Nike Japan and they were like, all right, if you want to really get the true story behind how it is that we do this, you have to meet this guy named Hiroshi Fujiwara, right? So I'm in Japan and I don't know anybody there and I'm just sort of renegading and running and gunning and trying to get this story done. So I didn't even have a photographer. So I'm calling up different friends saying like, yo, can you hook me up with a photographer? And they're like, yeah, bet. Here's some different photographers that you can get. And I'm asking all these different photographers to try to shoot Hiroshi. And they're like, oh no, I'm not good enough to shoot him. And I'm like, just come and shoot him. And somebody's like, no, I'm not worthy. I couldn't get anyone to shoot this guy. And one photographer even said, how can I shoot God? And I was like, I don't understand even what you mean by that. But they were making me get scared to do the interview, you know? Like, so I'm thinking like, wow, this is gonna be really intimidating. I go into his office and he's not there yet. And I'm just waiting for like this scary, godlike Thor character with like a big hammer and like just a mean person. And then in walks Hiroshi Fujiwara, and we start our relationship at that point. So everyone give a round of applause to Mr. Hiroshi Fujiwara.
Hello. Thanks for joining this.
Thanks for coming. All right, so there's a lot of things that Hiroshi does, right? I think we all know that. If you Google Fragment on any of the blogs or Hypebeast, you'll see all of the thousands of different projects that he's involved with, whether it's shoes, stores, clothing lines, bag brands, collaborations with different brands and everything. You know, I didn't want to spend the hour here talking about all of the different things that he's done. I wanted to focus in on the sneaker culture of it since we're at Sole DXB. And I wanted to talk about how you incorporate yourself with sneaker culture from the past, the present, and then the future. So that's what this talk is going to be mainly focused on. And Hiroshi requested this as well. He said, I want to have a conversation with you guys. So like, we're definitely going to do a lot of Q&A as well. I encourage you guys to like ask lots of questions and stuff. So get your notebooks out and get your questions ready. So let's start off with the past, actually.
Okay.
In the beginning, you know, when did you first get fascinated with sneakers?
Well, that was when I was doing skateboarding. When I was 25, 26, maybe the early 80s.
Okay, so you were a skater.
Yeah, I was a skater. And I've seen many pro like Mark Gonzalez and those people wearing Michael Jordan shoes to skateboard. So I was kind of start buying Michael Jordan shoes.
What were you skating in before Michael Jordan shoes?
The Vans.
Vans,
I guess,
okay.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, because I can't hear you at all. No. All right, so you started skating in Vans, then you graduated to skating in Air Jordan. Air Jordan was like you started
Air
skating
Jordan.
in.
I was looking for the Air Jordan 1.
Yeah.
And that was a time battling between Adidas and Jordan, actually.
Right.
Like Run DMC wearing Adidas, and LL Cool J was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Right? And then I was kind of buying both, where we do music things wearing Adidas, basketball, Michael Jordan.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Interesting. Did you think back then, was it like a dream of yours to like work with a sneaker brand?
No, really. I never even thought, you know.
Really?
I don't have any connection with Nike. And I never even think about it.
Were you a sneaker head at the time?
Not really. I just wanted to have a shoes which you can skate.
Right.
Yeah.
So you weren't buying and collecting at all?
No.
Interesting.
But I was kind of looking for the kind of weird color of Michael Jordan shoes, like Air Jordan 1. I've only seen, you know, famous color, but like blue and black or blue and black.
Right, the alternate color. Yeah.
I was looking for it.
Right.
And then I traveled to Korea somehow. I can't remember why, but I found so many colors of Michael Jordan shoes. I mean, Air Jordan 1, which I thought Air Jordan 1, but that was a dunk.
Oh, it was a dunk. Okay, so
yeah,
dunk
I didn't
high.
even know what is dunk is. What is the Air Jordan? It looks similar for me.
Yeah.
So I bought like 30, 40 pairs of dunk in Korea and bring it back because it was really cheap. And then give it to my friends and things. Yeah.
It didn't have the Air Jordan logo on the side though, right?
No.
Okay. Because when I was young and I was like into sneakers, it was kind of always a distant dream that I can one day design my own sneaker. But you didn't have that dream that like one day I'll design my own
I
shoe.
didn't even think.
Really?
No.
Okay. What was sneaker culture like in that time?
So there's no sneaker cultures, I don't think. No one was looking for sneakers.
They're just buying and using shoes, right?
Yeah, for me anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like the other thing that was different is that the brands weren't making sneakers for like people like us. They were making shoes for like athletes, basically,
Yeah.
right? And it's somehow something changed where like now I feel like sneaker brands are really making things that are like for, more like culture, lifestyle. Did you see that change happening when you were young, or was it purely make a shoe just for the sport?
Yeah, I've seen it when I was, into skateboard. I mean, in fact, Air Jordan 1 is shoes for the basketball player, not
Yeah.
for skaters.
Right.
So I could pick up and wear it. So I think it's the same thing for the fashion or.
Were you a basketball fan?
I played basketball when I was in a school.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
I was watching it.
And then, so talk about from those teenage years.
Yeah.
How did sneaker culture for you, like, or just sneakers in your life? How did it evolve from there?
I was start buying sneakers, and then I had my pages in my magazines, and I was showing new sneakers
Yeah.
like Air Max or Jordan, the things. And then somehow, actually, the John Jay from the
Wieden and Kennedy.
and he found it, and he contacted me to meet. Do you want to meet like Nike?
Uh-huh.
Right? And then I had a meeting with Nike people there, through John Jay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were kind of appreciate what I'm doing. I'm introducing kind of sneakers
Yeah.
to the audience, and then start. I think I had some kind of followers to my magazines.
Right.
And, yeah, people.
What
started buying
magazines
it.
were you doing pages in?
That was maybe the magazine called Takarajima or Popeye, or I can't remember
Popeye?
that kind of
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Okay, so
But-
you were basically these magazines gave you a page or two,
Yeah, yeah.
and they said you
not
could
only
put,
sneakers, maybe
anything,
movies,
fashion,
yeah,
movie, yeah.
fashion movies and things, yeah.
right. But when you put sneakers in,
And then they suddenly getting popular,
okay,
yeah.
it's
I
interesting.
wasn't kind of looking for the trendy sneakers. I was looking for something I like. So maybe it's no one really care. You can buy in any stores,
Yeah.
but I just put it, and then people start buying it.
I see.
Yeah.
Because there was no like tier 0 stores back
No,
then.
no, no,
Yeah,
nothing.
right. Did you ever get, since you had a following, did you ever get companies trying to like give you a shoe or pay
Yeah,
you
yeah,
to put in
yeah.
it?
They did, but I never did it. Everything I'm introducing is I have to love it.
Right.
Yeah. so-
Okay. So John Jay, for those of you who don't know, John Jay was at the time the executive creative director of Wieden and Kennedy, which was the ad agency for Nike. So John was really responsible for like, just do it, for example. Like he was really instrumental in that whole process.
He's kind of connecting like street fashion to the world, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Introducing street fashion to the
Yeah.
world. Yeah. He's a legend. He's one of my mentors. So John Jay introduced you to Nike.
Yeah. And that time, there's a guy called Mark Parker.
Uh-huh.
He was a vice
There's a guy
president.
named Mark
Yeah.
Parker.
Yeah, he was a vice president at that time.
Okay.
So he came. Actually, Mark is the first guy I met in Nike.
Mark was the first. That's a
Yeah.
good guy to meet at Nike.
Yeah, I think so. And I had lunch. And then, Hiroshi, what can you do for Nike? And what do you want to do for Nike? And then I had a idea of HTM.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you know.
Yeah.
And you can introduce. I mean, you can explain what is HTM.
Right.
So and then it's happened.
So you had an idea. Okay, wait. First of all, let's back up. Mark Parker, who's vice president,
Yeah.
says to you, "What do you want to do with Nike?"
Yeah, what you can do for Nike.
Is
And
that-
he was appreciate I'm introducing Nike sneakers to the
What year was
You know.
this?
96.
Okay, 1996.
Yeah, I think.
Did you feel like? Did you say to yourself, "Wow, I get to collaborate with Nike"? Did you feel like a collaboration was going to
No,
happen?
there's no such a word like collaborations.
Right.
So I didn't know,
Yeah.
I'm happy I can wear Nike. I'm happy I can wear Nike samples.
Uh-huh.
So I was saying if I can do like customizing existing Nike shoes
Yeah.
in not only changing color, maybe upgrade some.
Right.
Yeah.
So did you come up with the idea for HTM?
Yeah.
Okay. So Tell, for people who don't know, what does HTM stand for?
HTM is, maybe you can explain more, because it's like you guys know AMG for the Mercedes-Benz?
Yeah.
That was my idea. Why don't you make, Nike always has good shoes, but you can maybe upgrade existing shoes to do some special like AMG.
Okay, so
that was
Mercedes
HTM.
makes good cars, but AMG
Yeah.
is like better.
Special car from
Yeah.
the Mercedes.
Yeah.
So the Nike should make special version of the Nike existing shoes.
Uh-huh.
That was a concept which I had.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did Mark then connect in Tinker?
Yeah, Tinker was the main designer,
Yeah.
as you know. So I wanted to work with Tinker. So Mark, Tinker, Hiroshi, HTM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you went to Beaverton to meet Tinker? What was that like?
Yeah.
Wait.
He was like a mad scientist, actually.
Tinker was like a mad
Yeah,
scientist.
he's not into fashion at all.
Right.
So he's a regular guy, but he really loves technologies.
Yeah.
So that's what's up.
How did you feel the first time you were getting flown out to Beaverton, their headquarters? Like the first time they flew you out to Beaverton,
Yeah.
were you like, wow, this is like a dream come true? Were you like super excited?
It is.
Yeah.
I saw many unseen samples.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really exciting.
Yeah, going to
You know, that time it was a Shocks. Nike Shock.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 2 years before Nike Shock. And there's many pictures of those like spring.
Like this big.
Yeah,
like,
spring
yeah.
shoes. Those pictures
Right.
on the wall. And this come to the Nike Shocks.
Yeah.
Which is, I saw those kind of history of the making shoes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If you guys ever have the opportunity to go to Beaverton, it's really quite different than any other corporate headquarters. It does feel more like a science lab than a corporate headquarters. All right, so HTM begins. What's the first HTM project?
Was it like Air Force One and Air Mock and Terra Firmara,
Okay.
I think?
Oh, Terra Humara.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Air Force One was known for the, old school, like basketball shoes.
Yeah.
And I asked them to, why don't we do the, like luxury shoes?
Okay.
So kind of like Hermes style, like white stitching
Yeah.
with a luxury leather version.
Yeah.
So that's
Was that the
first one.
crocodile and alligator one?
No,
too?
that's a real smooth leather, Napa leather.
Okay. All right.
That was the first one. But I think not many people were thinking about the sneakers going to the fashion,
Not yet. This
especially in the Nike people.
Right.
So
Right. This was very early still.
yeah,
Because this is now 96, 97, right? 1996, 1997. Sneaker culture at this time was still, I think, still non-existent.
No,
Like, there was
maybe
no
not.
sneaker culture yet. And there wasn't really stores that, like, sort of catered to this market either, right?
no, maybe Atomos was there.
Atmos was there.
Yeah, in Harajuku.
How were you selling these shoes in the beginning?
Oh, I can't remember. I don't know. Maybe Nike did it. Nike sold it. I didn't really care. I didn't know.
So most times when you do a collaboration today,
Yeah.
like I just did a collaboration, I get really excited because I get to sell a lot of sneakers
Right.
and make a lot of money. But you don't care about the selling part.
No, because I don't have a store.
Okay. But
So-
you could open a Shopify page and just start selling them too.
No, it's not my things to do. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just want to do the design, you don't want to take care of
And
the
I
stuff
wanna get like 3 or 4 pairs.
for
That's-
yourself.
yeah, that's it.
Right.
I wanna wear it. I wanna wear whatever I makes.
Yeah.
So.
Do you ever get pushback from Nike on some things? Like, is there ever like a moment where your heads are clashing, like you don't agree on something?
What do you mean?
Like when you work with Mark and Tinker,
Yeah.
is there ever a time where you really disagree on something?
Not really with them.
Really? It's really good just to work, the three of you?
Yeah. They really understand, and I understand what they think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. HTM is not only the trendy things. Maybe some shoes is really high technology, which doesn't look really fashionable at all.
Right.
But still, I think there's a reason to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so 98, 99 is actually when we met.
Yeah.
And as I told the audience before, this is when I wanted to know why Nike was making these limited edition shoes,
Yeah.
right? So this might have been when sneaker culture just started beginning almost accidentally,
Right.
you know. where were you at now in the midst of this? Like, were you starting to get a lot of sneakers now? Were you starting to get more passionate? Were you starting to understand that, wow, there's like an actual culture happening with sneakers?
Yeah, I see actually the culture happening.
Yeah.
Maybe in 5 years, I guess.
Right.
It start getting huge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when we met that first day, you told me, I forgot what my question was, but you said that when I'm like 70 years old or much older, I'm still gonna be wearing sneakers.
Right.
And
yeah.
I told you no. When you get old, watch, you're gonna wear like brown shoes, like all old people do, right? Like eventually you're just gonna wear dress shoes.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I'm not. Watch. And I was like, I think you will. And you're still wearing sneakers to this
Yeah.
day, 20 years later.
I'm 70 years old now.
No, you're not 70 years old. But I think when you are 70, you'll still be wearing sneakers.
Yeah, I think so. But it's so comfortable, so you cannot.
And besides you, just all of like the rest of the world, do you think it's just going to be acceptable that you can wear shoes in any?
Yeah, I think so. Or something like which Bizbeam did, like the sneaker technology with leather shoes.
Right, like
yeah.
Bizbim, yeah.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
every other, brand does.
But even already today, like even high-level people at companies, like executives, they wear sneakers to work now, right? Yeah. You think there's going to be, just out of curiosity, do you think there's going to be a trend where people get more dressed up? Because I feel like now everywhere there's like a trend where like women can wear yoga pants to work and men can wear sweatpants to work and they can wear sneakers. Yeah. Do you think there's going to be a trend back to like preppy?
Maybe the trend going, like this.
Yeah.
But sneakers, I think it's keep going.
Yeah.
Even like, white old school sneakers is still always there.
It's true.
And then maybe like high-tech sneakers moving around.
Right, but
yeah.
always sneakers.
Always sneakers
yeah.
somehow.
People always ask me this question about like the bubble, right? They think maybe sneaker culture keeps growing and growing.
Right.
Is there a bubble? And if there's a bubble, some people say there's always a chance that bubble will pop
Yeah.
and sneaker culture will be dead. What is your opinion on that?
Well, I like to see.
You'd like to see
I
it?
like to see what's bubbles end, but still, I'm sure the sneaker is bottom end anyway. You don't want to wear the leather shoes. You don't
Right.
want Italian pointy leather shoes, do you?
So you do hope it pops? You hope it dies? You hope like the sneaker bubble like pops and
I
stops?
don't really think so, but
'Cause
I'm
it
sure
just
people
keeps
kind of
growing.
fed up a little bit, and then still,
Yeah. I'm shocked that every year it just keeps growing and growing and growing. Like even being here at Sole DXB and like I was in Sao Paulo before this and Shanghai before that and Beijing, and it's just crazy how like sneaker culture has taken over the entire world, It's like our new uniform almost.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. All right, so sneaker culture is alive now, right? I'm sort of going back to the year 2000. Sneaker culture is going alive. And now Nike's starting to work with a lot of different people and collaborators, right? What is your thought on the proliferation of collaboration, like so many collabs? I feel like they saw that working with you was like a success. So if this is successful, let's call 5 other guys and do it, and then 10 other guys. And now if you look on Hypebeast, there's a collaboration maybe every 10 seconds, I would say. Every time
Yeah.
you hit refresh, there's like a new collaboration. What do you think about it today? Is it too much, or is it okay that it's this much?
I think that's the way it is. No,
It's the way it is?
Yeah, I think, but it's kind of dangerous. You have to be strong by yourself to do the collaborate. The otherwise collaboration stuff only sells, and your original stuff doesn't sell.
Right.
Yeah,
And
so-
do you feel like a lot of brands might be suffering from
I
it?
think so.
They rely too much on the collaboration, right? Yeah. I feel like collaboration sometimes to a corporation is like kind of like a magic bullet. They think if we do a collaboration, we'll get like a spike.
Yeah,
So, and then the spike comes back down. So then they're like, let's do another one.
Yeah.
Let's do another one, right? But there's no like gradual growth.
but those you say like too many collaborations, so people kind of get tired or get used to collaboration. So
Yeah.
it's not like this anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe like this. So
Yes.
it's
Right.
kind of normal things, natural things. It's no layer at all.
Yeah. Sometimes I think now, like I'm even looking at everyone's shoes in this room. I feel like you'd be more special if you just wore like regular plain shoes right now. Like I don't see
Yeah.
anyone wearing white Converse.
Yeah. That's I always thinking of what is fashion dilemma is, which is I always wanted to look different. I want to have something special.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to look like same to you.
Right. You
And
wanna be
then the
unique.
other mind, I want to look at these guys.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what is fashion dilemma is?
Yeah,
You
it's a
know?
fashion dilemma. I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. Well, if everyone in the room is wearing really dope limited edition sneakers, then actually the guy who's wearing like nothing special is the special guy.
Yeah. So it's a big dilemma. And then I kind of want to know, like your sneaker is like you're selling like 20 pairs here,
Yeah.
right? And then like Virgil was, those people was kind of, I don't know how many they're making, but limited edition. Is that you guys want to buy because no one can get it? Or can you pay for same money for just a design?
Uh-huh.
I want to know. If you can buy his shoes online, if you can order, you can get it. you
Right,
know,
easy, right away, yeah.
No, yeah, maybe it takes time, but you can order it and then anyone can get it. Can they still buy your shoes? What's that?
Right. That's a big question because a lot of industry experts think that, I think this is what you're alluding to, that the only reason why something is hype is because there's very little of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about the design or everything like that, right? What's your opinion on that? Do you think it's...
I think I still buy it if I like it.
Yeah.
That's what I like. You know, I just pick up some shoes I like in any department store.
Right.
And I keep wearing it. And people think, oh, what is these shoes? That kind of things.
Yeah.
That's I really like it. That's what I did all the time. So
Right.
yeah, I'm not looking for only the special limited edition sneakers. Sometimes it's good, of course, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, when I try to design a shoe, I try to make something that even if somebody never read Hypebeast, never read Complex, they would still be like, oh yeah, that's a good shoe. I would wear that. You know.
Yeah.
So talking about limited edition, since we're speaking on this subject, right around I think 2003 or 2004, Nike ID was invented.
Right.
And every brand then followed suit with Nike ID, which is this customization idea, right? And the concept here is that, like, all right, we used to make millions of shoes, and then now we make 10,000 limited edition, then 500 limited edition, and then 30 limited edition. And each time we get less and less, the hype goes up and up. So I think, to me, the concept behind Nike ID was like, let's let everyone make their own one of one. And that should be super special. But in my opinion, I think that they went too far. Like
Yeah,
I think one of one is not special.
I don't think it works that way. I mean, it works for the like team.
Teams,
Or, yeah.
well, yeah, that wanna make like a uniform, yeah.
that way. But I think those fans are people wanna buy something someone else wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if it's only 50 people, but you need other people to like it,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
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 So what is a kind of maybe the 50 is a good number or 5,000 is good?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think the number is dependent on how many other people are into sneaker culture. So 10 years ago, if you made a 100 pair limited edition run, that's kind of limited.
Right.
But this year, if you make 100, that's almost a complete waste of time.
No. So
Like you could make 10,000 now, and I think it's still very limited edition.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because there's so many stores and customers and everything, you know. I agree. And I think Nike ID shows that if you're the only guy in the room wearing that one shoe, it's not that cool. You kind of need that person over there to be justifying it.
And I've seen many people ordering Nike ID, but never seen good one. There's too much things you can do.
Yeah.
And you can pick many colors and then disaster. Why don't you buy the white shoes?
Well, the thing is, when you're on Nike ID, you feel like you're a designer for that minute.
Yeah.
And now you're like, this is my chance to be a designer. So you start picking like everything, and then you go crazy, and then
Yeah.
it's a
It
disaster.
would be good if there's a competition of it. You know?
composition?
Yeah, Nike ID competition or something.
Oh,
you know?
competition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They should do that. You should call Mark. Tell him that idea.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward to today, right? Like 2017 now. We're going into 2018. How do you think about the global sneaker market right now? Is it crazy for you? Like, what do you
Yeah, I
think?
think it's crazy, too crazy for me. So
You want to retire?
I'm just trying to step out a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sick of it, would you say?
No, but I think it's a gap in between what people really want and which I want.
Okay.
You know, I want more like old school type shoes all the time.
Yeah.
But I think all the sneaker fan really wants crazy, good-looking shoes. I mean, designing shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't you think there's a market for...
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
which is good.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a market for almost everything now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But we were talking a couple weeks ago, and you were saying that like you kind of want to. I mean, you said I kind of want to stop with the shoes already. Mm-hmm. So does that mean like you're
not really stop? I want to make the things I want to make. I want to wear.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes people asking many things like.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Why
yeah,
can you do these shoes?
Right.
Which I don't really like it. That kind of things.
I get it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you work with a company, the company is seeing everything else that's going on that's really successful right now, and so they might ask you, "Can you help out and make something like this?" Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Do you think that trend will end soon? Do you think that trend will come back to like more simple shoes?
Maybe not come back, but still there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interesting. Or I'm good at working on this side. If there's something big going on, I can do this size. Small things, which I like and I do, I'm good at.
Right.
So, yeah.
A lot of the shoes that you do, which is often represented by his logo, the two lightning bolts, have a huge resale value, right? Mm-hmm. And reselling has become in the beginning, I think reselling was kind of like an annoying thing for brands and for designers, right? Because we would design a shoe and we would sell it for like $100, and then the reseller makes like 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000. But actually, like Hiroshi and I, who designed the shoe, doesn't get any of that money, and Nike doesn't get any of that money either, even though we made it. So in the beginning, it was kind of like frustrating reselling. But resellers just kept doing their thing, and now reselling is definitely not going away. And there's resellers that are like millionaires now, multi-millionaire resellers, right? So
makes
now
more money than us.
Yeah. So okay, so what is your thought on reselling?
Well, I was kind of fighting all the time, like since 1998 or 6, when I did a store called Ready Made. There's a kind of 300 people waiting every morning.
Yeah.
And then we always fight with the police or neighbors, because it's like 6 in the morning, like those kind of people. And we are kind of talking what we can do, and we start doing
raffle.
That way, it's not my invention, but I start raffling for the things, right? Because I don't want people to come in the morning, early in the morning. But still, people come for raffle. Like 100 people is coming for raffle.
Yeah.
So the police ask us to don't do it. But there's no way we can sell the things, right?
Don't line up and don't do raffles.
Yeah.
So
and then we move to in front of the station, which many people there. So no one's really care who they are. So come to the 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning to the Harajuku station, and there's a raffle.
Okay.
And they pick up, and then come back to 12 o'clock to the store.
Wow, that's what you had to do?
Yeah. That's what's happened. I think it's everyone doing raffles now, no?
Yeah, but they get to do the raffle in the store. You don't have to do it at the subway station.
Well, I do a station. I did a station.
And then, so all of these people waiting in line, you were selling a T-shirt then, right?
Yeah.
So how much was the T-shirt that you were selling?
I guess like $50.
$50?
Yeah.
Okay, and then those resellers would sell
Reseller is like $500.
$500.
So, and people think I'm making a $500, but it's not,
Right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like you like it.
No, and also, if I really like the T-shirts, I want to buy even I raffle or even I wait for 2 days. And then, why don't I buy 10 T-shirts, and give it to my people, or sell to the people.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like it because I have a passion to get
at least you're a
sneakers.
fan of it, yeah.
But sometimes they don't care about any fashion. They just want to make money and buy the sneakers, right? So that I really don't like.
Yeah.
And that's happened to my store many times. Like those people hiring homeless and like 30 homeless in my store.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens all the time. So I was like fighting all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
But what about when you see now these resellers are like, they have their own big stores. Brands are actually wanting to work with the resellers.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because the resellers exist because maybe you make 1,000 pair of shoes only.
Yeah.
So if you can do whatever they want, like 100,000 or, if the reseller is kind of calming down, isn't it?
Yeah.
But still, you can keep the value of the sneakers.
Right.
That's the questions.
Yeah.
That's what I want to ask to the audience too.
Yeah. When I do a shoe, I think my goal is that the shoe sells out 100%, but there's no one reselling it. Because that means everyone who bought it is wearing the shoe.
Yeah.
That to me is like the golden spot. If you do a shoe and you design it and you release it, but you see like, if you do 1,000 shoes and then you go on eBay and see 1,000 listings on eBay, that means no one's wearing your fucking design, which to me is like a failure,
But that's happened.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
if you see eBay, there's so many sneakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I want to get your prediction now. Now that sneaker culture is growing, reselling is going crazy, people waiting in line, what's the next wave? What's the next 5-10 years for sneaker culture look like to you?
I don't know, maybe it's the same. Even if
Bigger?
you make a lot of sneakers, maybe someone's putting out on eBay 5 years old sneaker, which is really good.
Yeah.
That like real auction, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see it getting bigger? Like next year, this time, do you think there'll be even more collaborations, or you think all the companies will realize let's slow it down?
I think it's getting slowing down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see next year if you're correct or not. All right. So let's give a round of applause. We're running out of time.
Thank you.
I promised some Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, let's go blue sweater there. You, yeah.
So my question is about Japan. I've lived in Japan for the past 8-10 years, and I honestly believe it's at the center of Asia's streetwear sneaker culture in terms of knowledge, recognition, small brands coming up, and even the support. Like in the previous talk, we were talking about dog eat dog work, but in Japan, there's a lot of support for other sneakerheads and stuff like that. At least what I've seen in the past 5 to 10 years. How do you feel that has changed from maybe the 90s, or was that always there in Japan?
I think it's always there. I think it's kind of Japanese mentality or Japanese culture. I think Japanese, like we have a maybe good eye to catch up. So, like as I always say, America, like US makes a good stuff, great stuff like denim or khaki or sneaker, but they didn't know how good they were. And then Japan kind of pick up like vintage denim and those things.
Yeah.
So Japan always have a good eye to catch up everything. So it doesn't have to be made in Japan. So the collaboration makes sense. Yeah.
We were just talking about this last night where you said that the Harajuku brands in Tokyo were always collaborating with each other on a really friendly manner.
Yes.
Whereas coming from New York, I know that the brands in downtown New York, like they wanted to kill each other all the time.
Yeah, it's never happened. So I think it's the beauty of the Harajuku culture was kind of friendly collaborations.
Right, right.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Yes, sir. FBI.
I do have a question, but I'm going to give the question to my son.
Wow, okay. He's like, yo, I don't got a question though. Okay, go ahead. What's your question?
He's not able to ask it.
Okay.
So I just think that here in Dubai, you also get lines still. Do you think like the hype over shoes like Adidas, Yeezys are like justified?
Okay, let's ask you this question. He said, basically, he said, do you think the hype over Kanye West's Adidas shoes is justified? That's what he asked.
Yeah, hype over what? Kanye shoes?
The Kanye shoes, is it justifiable, the hype?
I don't know. I never wear Kanye shoes, in fact. But I see the trend. It still looks good on someone's.
Yeah.
And then, but that is a way so much different what they does and what I do. I put like the sock dart for the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I only did one color, and after a while I don't know. I don't even know who making those colors, who making other shoes. I don't know how many they're making.
Yeah.
But like Kanye shoes, they keep doing in Kanye brand
Right.
all the time,
Right.
which is makes kind of bigger and bigger,
Yeah.
isn't it? And then maybe it's like a bubble,
Right.
I think.
And a lot of those artists get mad when like a brand might take like the first shoe, like let's say the Rihanna Creeper, right? They'll take the Rihanna one and then they take the design and they make it all across the whole line.
Yeah.
But then like they get really mad about it. A lot of designers get pissed about that.
Right.
But you actually
No, I don't. I never thought about it.
you want that to happen.
Yeah, I
actually.
am the person who kind of pick up something from there to here.
Yeah.
And this is maybe like 5% of the program.
Right.
I mean the problem.
You just want the top
Yeah,
piece.
and then they can kind of break it down.
Yeah.
And they can get in mass market.
Right, right.
I don't mind. I don't care.
Yeah.
So
All right, we got time. Okay. Another question. Let's go you. No, sit down. Okay, next question.
I
Over
can
there.
later.
On the far right. Yeah.
The thing is like it's kind of personal, but before you do the collaborations, what do you set the goals first? Is it for the brands, for the cultures, or for the sale itself?
Okay, let me repeat the question.
Yeah.
When you start a collaboration, do you do it for the brand, the culture, or the sales?
No, it's for me. I want to wear. I think that's the point. You have to, if you want to do a collaboration, you have to make sure you want to wear it.
Yeah.
You want to have it. You want to keep it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good answer. Right here.
Thank you so much, first of all.
Thank you.
What's the message of Fragment Design?
Okay, he said, what is the message of Fragment Design?
I don't really have a message. I work with other companies like collaboration, as you say. So I'm trying to, well, really, I'm again making things for me myself. So
It's a very selfish company.
I'm happy people like what I do,
Uh-huh.
which is,
Yeah.
I like it. So.
Right. All right, one from the back, all the way back there, back row.
More generic question. I grew up in the early 90s in Europe, where the youth culture was starting to boom. Skateboarding was already popular, but then graffiti came up, hip hop generally came up. And the memory I have is that the activities of this movement were forming the street culture, how we call the street culture. Okay? This was my view. After 2 decades, I think that the problem became a sort of
Can you speak a little bit louder?
protagonist of youth culture. In the beginning, it was the outfit and the sneaker
Yeah.
was the consequence of what we were doing in the streets. Nowadays, in my opinion, is a bit reversed. It's like the problem became protagonist of what we are.
I see, yeah.
And what we do, what the kids do nowadays, looks like a consequence of it.
Mhm.
Maybe less important. And I would like to know if you agree with this or you feel the same.
Do you need me to repeat the question? He basically said he's been seeing sneaker culture or street culture for the last 2 decades, and it used to be, I'm paraphrasing, but the culture drives the product, but it seems like today the product comes out driving the culture,
Yeah, I see.
right? Okay,
I guess the culture is kind of getting less and less. More
Yeah.
product is getting more strong. That's what I think.
yeah,
There's no such a culture. Which culture is like fashion, music, and art, that kind of all together.
Yeah.
Right? But in fact, maybe it's going different ways. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be product. Doesn't have to be has a culture.
Right.
If it's a good looking.
yeah. And I think that's the dangerous part is if the product gets too strong, then the culture gets robbed out of it. I think that might be what's happening now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have time for one more side? Okay. Let's go over there. What's the best thing you've done? Wait, you mean the best collaboration? Okay, the best collaboration.
Me?
Yeah, what's your favorite collaboration that you've done? What's the one collab that you said you went home that night and you're like, damn, I'm fucking proud of myself for that one?
What? It's a tough question.
Yeah?
I don't know what is the best. I don't remember what I did. I really liked when I was working with a Sony for cell phone, not before the smartphone.
Okay.
Yeah, I made like crocodile leather Sony Ericsson.
Sony Ericsson cell phone.
That
You
I
did.
really liked it. Yeah.
What about when you did? I was really impressed when you did a collaboration with Starbucks.
Yeah.
He made if you go to Harajuku, there's a Starbucks that he designed called B-Sides, right? And to me, like, you know, I do a lot of collaborations too, but having Starbucks ask you to make a cafe is pretty fucking up there. All right, another question. I'm gonna keep letting questions go until they say stop asking questions. Yes, right up in the front.
All right. Have you ever found yourself like making friends with someone just based on the shoes they were wearing or the clothes? Like something really, really kind of shallow, but then you find that maybe.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Yeah.
I'm totally judgy too on what people wear. Like I look down at their feet and I'm like, okay. Yes, in the middle.
What is the one thing that you think about while you're designing something new? Where do you get your inspiration from? When you are like, I know that you follow like Goros, you appreciate support like Japanese culture and everything. But when you're coming up with something new in terms of designing like a store or a shoe or a clothing, where and what all things do inspire you the most?
Okay. What are the things that?
Yeah.
What is the thing that inspires you the most?
I really think people, yeah, some new friends or some people I've seen and talking, conversations. Yeah,
Yeah.
meeting new people.
So people inspire you.
Yeah.
Okay. We have one last question. All right, sir in the back. What kind of music do you
I
like?
like every kind of music, not only hip hop or punk, but when music is another thing, it's archived. There's so many music going on, and then now if you release your new album, you still have to fight Elvis Presley and Beatles and Beethoven.
Yeah.
That's all in one iTunes now.
Right.
So it's really difficult to say what I like, what I listen to. I just listen to random music now.
Yeah. You had I just want to have you add one point. You recently made an observation about how you think pop culture is kind of like dead, and you were saying you had some story about like how Massive Attack, it involved Massive Attack or like Bjork, like when it came out 30 years ago, it was like compared to today's music, it still feels contemporary.
Yeah.
But 30 years before Massive Attack was like Chubby Checker. Or
Yeah,
like, It was
exactly.
like so different. So do you feel like pop culture has sort of plateaued and stopped?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. In 30 years, maybe in the 90s, pop culture, whole things kind of stopped growing. Maybe they're done.
It's done.
Kind of,
you
yeah,
think?
they made it perfectly, I think.
Wow.
So
So you think
you
it's
know
like,
what I mean? like Massive Attack, or even I don't know, like Nirvana, or those kind of everything in the early 90s. If you show or if you listen to the music to young people, listen to this, and then they're not gonna recognize it's 30 years old.
yeah,
They recognize those as the new things, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah, like the progression from like Elvis Presley to Massive Attack,
was growing this high.
like this high,
Yeah.
but Massive
And
Attack to
then
today is
the
like
same.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe pop culture has stopped growing.
I think so.
Right.
But you can still enjoy
Yeah.
in the area.
Yeah. All right. Unfortunately, we got to stop.
Yeah.
So
All right.
one last round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.